Well, we've got the chassis standing by. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. We're going to strip it down and we're going to pull the tubes, I should say, and get it prepped for a cleanup. I was looking at this case, just wondering what the heck I could do with it, and because this is awfully dry. I mean, it is drier than dry, and it has a buildup of film on it. That crap came off of these areas right there. I used some polishing compound. What was it? Oh, yeah. I don't know what the heck this is. Okay. Some number 7, not number 8, number 7. Heavy duty rubbing compound. Sorry about that. Rubbing compound. And rubbed it with this cloth. And it took that crap off of it. But it still left it dull. I mean, it was like this. And so what I did was I used some of this turtle wax super hard shell finish to see if it'll buff up, and it took some of that stuff off. Here's some of what was the residual. Yeah, some of this too. But it was still pretty dull. Now, let me turn this around. I got it to this portion. This is gun oil. I have some oil here that I use for my get some of that, boy. It's gun chamber oil. This is for my air gun. You might have seen it in a couple of videos. That thing over there. I used it on this section right here, and it worked pretty good. Now this over here, sorry about the glaring and stuff. This over here is done with this Osmo Gizmo Duck top oil. I got this from Black Forest. Black Forest something. Wood something. They build furniture for high-end people. I mean, corporations. I'll put a link in the description for some of their videos where you can go to their channel. And I use that top oil from them in this area over here. Now, it really puts a sheen back on it. It doesn't look so dry. Now, this was done yesterday evening. It is now Tuesday morning, about 9:30. It looks pretty much like any kind of oil is going to bring this back. I mean, make it look presentable. And we're going to have to do that on all of this. This here may not. The one thing I found, that the top of anything is the worst part. The top of the chassis, the top of this, the top of that, the top of the cabinet. I mean, it takes most of the brunt of crap that settles. And it will always look the worst. Even on your car, I mean, the top of the hood, the top of the trunk, it takes the brunt of everything that settles in the air on top of it, and it just builds up over time, and it just reeks. This side here doesn't look that bad. So the sides, the caps, the covers, the top is really the worst part that I've noticed here. So this is going to be a relatively good cleanup. So we're going to be taking care of that in tandem while we're taking care of the chassis and getting it restructured and redone and cleaned up. I still got to deal with that asbestos. So we'll get on with that and let you guys take a break, and we'll be back for more stuff. Thanks for watching. Alright, moving on. I got room made in here for these new E-caps. There'll be 6 of them. 3 for this side over here, that open space, and 3 for that side over there, that open space. We got them sitting right there. We removed them and pulled the lugs off of them and straightened out the fastener, the twist locks, and got them ready to go back on. This one here is the same thing. We pulled this loose. Now this short one went in. This short one went in that hole right there, and if you notice there, let's see if I can get it in a good light. There's a square there and a triangle there. This one here is not marked. This one here for the for that side is, there is a square there, a triangle there if you can see it, and this is not marked. The B minuses are all tied to these twist locks here on both of them. So what you would do, or what I have done, is I've transferred those identifiers over to this line. I got 2 mini terminal strips in here. Not too many, 2 mini, M-I-N-I-I-I-I-I. These are the negatives, the B negatives on the end. They are the ones that were connected to these lugs on both of those caps, and I pulled the wire loose from the twist lock lug and brought it up here and tied it to the end one on each of these. They tie back to an original terminal strip that's up in here that is looped, and these 2 end ones are tied together with a lead. So we don't have to worry about tying these together unless there was something wrong with that wire there and you had to pull it, and made it easier to transfer it up to here so you could get to it. So we transferred the unmarked one of this one over to here, and the square to there, and the triangle to there. We had to change the wires out because these 2 wires for the square and the triangle were too short to reach over here, so we just put new wires in for those. These over here are a different story. They reached. We pulled the triangle one and put it in the first position, and the unmarked one in the middle position, and the square in the 3rd position, because that's how they tie here. Same way with this one over here, the way they tied on this terminal strip here. So now it's just a matter of putting these. This one here is a 22 at 160, and the rest of these are 47s at 160. The ones on the barrel of the old canister caps, 5 of them are 40s, and 1 of them is a 20. The 20 is in this one, and that is the unmarked one on this side. So that black one is going to go in this first position right here. All negatives of each of these 3 caps are going to tie to the first lug. All the ones for these 3 caps are going to tie to the first lug on this side. So, and you can put these in long if you want, a little bit long, and then bend them, put them in a little bit long like that, and then bend them up to fit within the chassis space. So that's all I wanted to cover with that, of how I did it here. There is plenty of room. You won't have any luck putting a 450 volt cap in there. You might be able to get one in and get it to squeeze down in there, maybe over in this pocket here, and maybe one in here, but you ain't going to get the rest of the 450s in there. I had to not special order them, but the 160 volt ones will fit in there more than easily. You could do it blindfolded, but I wouldn't recommend it. So now that we're going to do that, before I do that, I'm going to get this yellow cap right there changed out. That should be a safety cap. The rest of these I'm just going to go through and double check them and make sure that they're playing nice with everything else. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out there on the big bench underneath the Casbah and give it a scrubbing. Top. Get up here, boys. There we go. And give the thing a good scrubbing. And then we're going to take and cut all of these tonal wires off of here and get them out of there. And then we're going to let it sit for a day and think about it. So anyway, thanks for watching.